Great Wall of China, extensive bulwark erected in ancient China, one of the largest building construction projects ever undertaken. The Great Wall actually consists of numerous walls, many of them parallel to each other, built over some 2 millennia across northern China and southern Mongolia. The most extensive and best preserved version of the wall dates from the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, and runs for some 5,500 miles, 8,850 kilometers, east to west from Mount Hu near Dandong, southeastern Liaoning province, to Jiao Pass west of Jiquan, northwestern Gansu province. This wall often traces the crest lines of hills and mountains as it snakes across the Chinese countryside, and about 1/4 of its length consists solely of natural barriers such as rivers and mountain ridges. Nearly all of the rest, about 70% of the total length, is actual constructed wall, with the small remaining stretches constituting ditches or moats. Although lengthy sections of the wall are now in ruins or have disappeared completely, it is still one of the more remarkable structures on Earth. The Great Wall was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Historically, the Great Wall of China was built to fortify China's northern border. The Great Wall has been the site of multiple battles and skirmishes between the Chinese and various peoples across history, including the Xiongnu during the Qin dynasty, the Khitans during the Song dynasty, and the Mongols during the Ming dynasty. The total length of all sections of the Great Wall of China ever built adds up to about 21,196 kilometers, 13,171 miles, including overlapping sections that were rebuilt. The wall constructed during the Ming dynasty, the most well-preserved section, is about 8,850 kilometers, 5,499 miles, long. Like a writhing dragon's tail, the Great Wall of China snakes its way across China's northern border. As its name suggests, the Great Wall is an imposing architectural marvel, and it's often hailed as one of the greatest man-made wonders of the world. The Great Wall of China's history stretches back more than 2,000 years. Despite its cultural and historic importance, it wasn't until 1987 that the Great Wall of China was listed as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. But the Great Wall isn't even a single wall. The first thing to note, travel expert Stan Godwine told Travel Plus Leisure, is that it's actually a series of walls and fortifications. Godwine typically arranges for clients to visit one of 4 main sections: Badaling, the most accessible for travelers of varying mobility; Muishanyu, extremely popular and well restored; Simatai, a crumbling, rugged stretch of wall; and Jinshanling, for serious hikers. Want to discover more Great Wall of China facts and bits of history? Read on for our definitive guide to this world wonder and ancient marvel. The Great Wall of China is easily accessible from Beijing, though the massive structure stretches from Shanhaiguan in the east all the way to the city of Jiaoyiguan, in the country's northwest. Generally speaking, the Great Wall of China defends the country's northernmost border. A 2012 archaeological survey estimated that the wall, taking into account all the dynasties that had worked on the structure, crosses 15 provinces and extends from Xinjiang, in the northwest, to the border of Korea in the east. If you were to measure all the sections ever built, some reports suggest the Great Wall of China could be a staggering 13,170 miles long. The most popular, and arguably the most beautiful, section was erected during the Ming Dynasty, and runs for 5,500 miles between Hushan to the Jiaoyiguan Pass. Even if you only take into consideration the main line length, about 2,150 miles, of the wall not including branches and spurs, it's still the record-holding longest wall in the world. For those wondering how tall the Great Wall of China is, the general answer is that the structure's height varies considerably, from 15 feet all the way to 39 feet. At its widest point, the wall is 32 feet thick. It's hard to say precisely when the Great Wall of China was built, as so many dynasties and rulers contributed to its construction. Some 20 states and dynasties contributed to the construction of the Great Wall of China over the course of millennia. It's thought that the first lengths of the wall were built as early as 771 BCE, though official work didn't begin until 220 BCE, during the reign of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. Most of what remains today, that 5,500-mile stretch, was built during the Ming Dynasty, between 1368 and 1644. Originally built as a wartime defense, the Great Wall of China features many towers and passes. When Emperor Qin Shi Huang first proposed the so-called Long Wall, it was meant to defend the Chinese states against nomadic tribes from the north. During the Han Dynasty, between 202 BCE and 220 CE, the Great Wall was extended to protect the Silk Road trade. The Ming Dynasty is known for not only extending the Great Wall, but also repairing and reinforcing existing structures. Despite its name, the Great Wall is actually a collection of fortifications, some of which run parallel to one another, while others are circular or side walls. There are even portions of the Great Wall that are natural barriers, like rivers or high mountains. Hundreds of years before any official construction on the Great Wall began, individual Chinese states built fortifications against one another, using mostly earth, wood, and stones. Construction during the Ming Dynasty made use of bricks rather than cut stone, which appears largely in the foundation and gateways. More than 1 million soldiers, commoners, prisoners, and animals were recruited to help build the wall. Hundreds of thousands of men died while working on the wall, which required them to carry heavy materials on their backs up to the top of the ridgelines. There are rumors that many of the dead were buried in the wall, though to date there's no hard evidence of this. Much of the work on the oldest sections of the Great Wall were built by hand, though primitive technology, wheelbarrows, ropes, basket and pulley systems, and horse or oxen-drawn carts was also used. The most popular times to visit the Great Wall of China are early May or October, but travelers should expect massive crowds during these periods. These are major holidays and everyone travels, explained Godwin. Autumn is arguably one of the most popular and beautiful times to visit the Great Wall of China. Weather is comfortable and dry, and the mountain's foliage is a kaleidoscopic array of hues. During the winter, the Great Wall of China is blanketed in snow and the number of tourists will drop dramatically. Winter is Beijing's shoulder season, so you will enjoy serious deals and discounts on hotel rooms and tours. If you do make a winter trip, be prepared for a slippery, windy walk, and pack accordingly. Contrary to popular rumor, you can't see the Great Wall of China from space with the naked eye. As NASA reported, however, photographs taken from the International Space Station under ideal conditions have depicted sections of the wall. Every year, more than 10 million people flock to the Great Wall of China, making it one of the world's most popular tourist attractions. The Beideling section sees the most visitors each year. It once received 100,000 visitors in one day. The Great Wall of China is a perfect day trip for travelers based in Beijing. Most clients do one day at the Great Wall as part of a visit to Beijing, explained Godwin. Typically, we have a day of sightseeing in Beijing, then the second day is an excursion to the wall. Pick the part of the wall that best suits your needs and interests. Active, confident hikers should venture to Xinjiang, while families may want to stick with the more accessible Muishanyu section. There's an unforgettable, 5-minute toboggan ride from the top of the eastern end to the bottom. Check specific fees in advance, but expect to pay around 25 to 65 yuan, under $10, for general admission to the Great Wall. And don't rush it. Whether you're visiting the Great Wall of China on a layover or during a longer trip, we recommend spending at least 2 or 3 hours exploring the ancient structure. The beautiful Ming Dynasty portion of the Great Wall is around 50 miles from Beijing. But getting there can be a bit tricky for travelers making the trek solo. Visitors sticking with public transportation will first need to get to Dongjimen Station, where you can take an hour-long express bus ride to Huairou Station. Here, you'll need to transfer to a bus stopping at the Muishanyu roundabout. The Airport Express connects directly from the Beijing Capital International Airport to Dongjimen Station. Subway lines also transfer to Dongjimen Station from the Beijing West Railway Station and Beijing South Railway Station. However, one of the most convenient, and exciting, ways to get there is by taking the train to Badaling Great Wall Railway Station, also known as the world's deepest and largest underground high-speed railway station, which was completed in 2019. There are more than 10 pairs of high-speed trains that travel between Beijing and Badaling Great Wall Railway Station, running from Beijing North Railway Station or Qinghe Railway Station. Many travel experts recommend skipping the train and opting for a hired car and a guide. They'll be able to take you to less popular sections of the wall and can help navigate unexpected hiccups, such as road closures. A car is also the best way to maximize your time. For a private, luxury tour of the Great Wall, book an itinerary with Imperial Tours. A Beijing day trip with stops at the Forbidden City and less touristy sections of the Great Wall also includes fine dining experiences. If you'd like to hike, but would prefer not to go it alone, consider the 4-day Great Wall hiking tour with China Odyssey Tours. After a day exploring the highlights of Beijing, Tiananmen Square, the Temple of Heaven, etc., you'll begin a moderate hike from the Jiangkou section to Muishanyu. Try Travel Store for a personalized trip to the Great Wall of China, which might include a customized Silk Road itinerary with stops in Jiaoyuan, a northern Chinese city with restored wall sections and the last fortress of the Great Wall. Even if you're only in China for a layover, there's still plenty of time to see the Great Wall. Every single day, Beijing Layover Tour offers private and small group tours of the Muishanyu section of the Great Wall, ranging from 4 to 5 hours in length. You'll be picked up at arrivals by a tour guide, and transferred back to the airport after the trip. These tours start at $50 for a private visit to the wall. One of the most popular hikes along the Great Wall snakes from the Jiangkou section to the Ox Horn at Muishanyu. Here, unrested sections of wall switch back and forth along steep mountain passes. Hikers should expect to spend up to 4 hours each way. Another good hike covers the section from Jinshanling to Samatai West, a challenging route that covers 4 miles each way, and passes a series of watchtowers. Or, start at the Gobi section of the Great Wall in Gobi town, approximately 90 miles northeast of Beijing. From these quiet, never-repaired stretches of wall, visitors will find unobstructed views of the Yan Mountains before they descend to the Jinshanling section. Don't visit the Great Wall during a holiday. The attraction is popular with tourists, but locals love the site as well. Tomb Sweeping Day in April, for example, sends claustrophobia-inducing crowds to the country's most famous sites. Do consider waiting until the late afternoon to visit the Great Wall, when insiders say many of the early morning and afternoon crowds begin to clear out. After centuries defending dynasties, China's Great Wall has begun to crumble. Entire sections of the wall have been swallowed by weather and time, and that's to say nothing of the many wars and man-made afflictions. Chinese state-run media has reported that nearly 1/3 of the walls have already disappeared. It's not just slow-moving erosion wreaking havoc on the wall, the site has also succumbed to earthquakes and torrential storms. One of the most popular places to eat near the Great Wall is Commune by the Great Wall, a 5-star hotel with a restaurant, Commune Kitchen, that serves Peking duck and other regional Chinese cuisine with a dining room that overlooks the Great Wall. Generally speaking, however, food near the Great Wall is quite expensive and not particularly notable. Travelers should consider venturing into the nearby towns for affordable, authentic meals or waiting until they've returned to Beijing for a seat at a top table. It's not just the immutable forces of weather and time that have destroyed the Great Wall of China. Alarmingly, 30% of the original structure has disappeared, largely because of mankind's endless meddling. In 2006, China passed the Great Wall Protection Ordinance, though the country has struggled to enforce any rules or regulations. Travelers should note that there are fines for taking bricks or other sections of the wall, and that it's inadvisable to pay locals for access to less traveled sections, as this puts even more, unregulated parts of the wall at risk of destruction. In November of 2009, President Barack Obama visited the Great Wall. He famously said the imposing structure puts life in perspective, our time here on Earth is not that long, and we better make the best of it. President Obama isn't the only notable world leader or celebrity to visit the Great Wall. Queen Elizabeth II spent time there in the 80s, while famous athletes like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Shaquille O'Neal have also made visits. Celebrities like Beyoncé Knowles Carter and Jennifer Lawrence have been seen sightseeing at the Great Wall. Thank you for watching this video.